Last week I said that the college football playoff should not expand to an 8-team playoff. I have changed my mind. I was wrong. I now look at the college football playoff and think, yeah, we probably should expand to an 8-team playoff. It makes sense to me now. Here's what changed my mind. It's actually two things that really, there are three reasons, but two big things made me reconsider my opinion on the college football playoff. The first one was this. I watched Georgia absolutely give basically no effort against Texas in the Sugar Bowl. To Georgia, the Sugar Bowl didn't matter at all. Georgia did not show up with effort against Texas, and that's why Texas won the Sugar Bowl. I don't know what would have happened if they gave the same effort against Texas that they did against Alabama, but Georgia made a bunch of mistakes. They didn't look awake. Georgia didn't look like they cared about their bowl game at all, and I don't know. What matters to players? Apparently the Sugar Bowl doesn't matter to Georgia. A playoff game would have mattered to Georgia. They would have showed up and fought hard for that game. And so an 8-team playoff could help eliminate some of those bad bowl games where really good teams simply don't care and don't show up and give minimal effort. That's one thing that adding an 8-team playoff would solve is teams like Georgia, who were great, who went toe-to-toe with Alabama, don't have to play in a crappy bowl game against Texas. The second reason why I think an 8-team playoff is a really good idea is a guy named Chase Brice. Chase Brice is the backup quarterback for Clemson. So again, Clemson, to recap, they beat Alabama 44-16 in the national championship. But what if I told you they almost missed the playoff? Yeah, it almost wasn't even Clemson in the 4-team playoff. Against Syracuse, Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback, got hurt. And backup quarterback Chase Brice came in the game and led Clemson to a come-from-behind win, securing Clemson's perfect record to that point and helped their season stay alive. If Chase Brice doesn't exist, if that guy doesn't come in and save the day for Clemson, they're not in the national championship. They're not even in the college football playoff. You're telling me a one-loss Clemson team might not have gotten in because one-loss Clemson or one-loss Ohio State probably would have gotten in, or Georgia, who went toe-to-toe with Alabama 2 weeks ago in the national championship, they probably would have got in. So it's very likely the team that won the national championship and dominated Alabama could have almost not even made the college football playoff because they weren't, quote, perfect. And I think this strive for perfection, this idea that we got to have a perfect record to make the college football playoff, I'm over it. I think it's not good. I think it hurts college football. It's why teams like Alabama don't make a lot of challenging games in their schedule. I mean, week 11, Alabama literally played Citadel this year. Citadel. I don't even know who that is. I have no idea where that is. I've never heard of that team until this year. But it's because Alabama knows they can't afford to lose a non-conference game and hurt their perfect record. Every team knows how important it is to go have a perfect season if you want to play in the college football playoff. That's why the college football playoff should expand to 8 teams. Look, it would save bad teams from missing out. You don't want a team like Clemson not making it into the college football playoff because they had one bad game or had one guy get hurt for the second half of a game. Ohio State lost to Purdue. It looked like a fluke to me. We saw Ohio State dominated Washington in 3 quarters of that game. They were far better than Washington. They didn't deserve in the Rose Bowl. They didn't deserve to be in the Rose Bowl. I think the college football playoff should expand. Again, good teams won't miss out. Good players will have a reason to care about bowl games. You don't want teams like Georgia playing in meaningless bowl games. Give them a reason to care. Put great teams like Georgia in a playoff and give them a reason to fight really hard to win a game. And the third reason why the college football playoff should expand is it would help eliminate some of teams scheduling really, really easy games just to get in. We might see one more great big game in the year because if they know we can lose a game and still make it in, they might take a little bit more risks with bigger and better games, non-conference games. We might see Michigan, Alabama. We might see, I don't list any game. Like, what's your dream game? Clemson, Ohio State, week 1, something like that. We might see that more because they know if we lose, our season isn't over. If we have a close loss to a really good team, we still have a chance to make it into the 8-team playoff. That is why the college football playoff should expand. Oh, I hate doing this. It makes me feel uncomfortable. I really don't like self-promotion. It makes me feel like a used car salesman, but I got to do it. So if you don't know, this is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It's my favorite thing in the world. And you can subscribe on iTunes, SoundCloud. You can find it on YouTube. You can find the full entire hour-long podcast on YouTube. You can also find shorter breakout clips like the one you just watched. Please do me a favor. If you like anything I had to say, maybe you hate me and you're mad about something, share this podcast with your friends. Share it on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you want to do. Help me grow by telling your friends about this show.